Guys, hello. Welcome. What a day it has been. It's Thursday. I don't even know what the date is. We were supposed to
The
have this
15th.
the
I
15th.
just see it on my computer.
Okay, last day to get your 125 free adaptive today, by the way. And the first day,
Hmm.
the back to school BOGO sales for all you doTERRA people out there. Make sure you get your stuff, snag the goodies. We were supposed to be having this conversation on Tuesday, and then life just be lifing, and we just got to roll with the punches. On Zoom, I know we have a lot of entrepreneurs, and yep, I see other people, other entrepreneurs that are joining us on the live. So you guys get it, you know how it is, which is probably why you were attracted to this conversation because um, I don't know how we out here moving and shaking without managing our time, right?
Right.
So I guess quick intros because we have a lot of new folks today. I'm Danny Flynn. My main gig is doTERRA, so I'm a true blue entrepreneur. Um, and that's all I do is I do doTERRA. I do a couple of little side hustles, all kind of under this health and wellness brand. And I'm a founder 2.0 as well as a platinum leader. And then we have the doctor.
That intro is always priceless. I'm Dr. Ashley Anderson. I am a women's health nurse practitioner. I'm also crazy in love with doTERRA, a platinum leader, founder 2.0, on the Science and Medical Education Committee. I don't think I said that before,
Well, you should say
but
that.
yeah, I'm very happy to be here and have this conversation because it is how I manage life,
Yeah. I don't
being
know
able to
how,
be kind of sane.
I mean, right? So, okay, for those who are not familiar with time blocking, because for me, this was a new concept coming into the world of entrepreneurship. I didn't know what they were talking about. So, we'll start with just a bit of a definition. Do you want to take it? You want me to take it?
You can, it's fine. You got it.
I do have notes
I feel
today.
like you're feeling it.
Yeah, this topic speaks to my soul. Okay, so it's basically a time management technique where you are scheduling off blocks of time, and those blocks of time will have specific tasks assigned to them, right? So sometimes or at least my previous life, I would just kind of like write down all the things that I needed to do in a day, but I
Mhm.
never would assign a time slot for the specific task.
Mhm.
And for me, what that created was this tendency to overcommit, right? Be overbooked, double, triple booked, right?
Looking busy.
Today, hello. It caused me to just be overwhelmed because I just felt always like I had so much to do, so much on my plate. And I think what happens if you are not time blocking and you're just doing that, like kind of having a running to-do list, um, you you schedule more in a day than you can actually do, and you don't know that you can't actually do it until you schedule out those blocks to complete the work. And I
Mhm.
find as an entrepreneur, like it's hard enough trying to keep all the balls in the air, do all the things. I really want to feel like at the end of my day, I've accomplished something. And if I'm not
Yeah.
checking boxes, I'm like not feeling accomplished. But also, like, why do I have so many boxes that are not even realistic to check? And this is where time blocking comes in handy. Did I miss
Mhm.
anything?
Nope.
Yeah, I think when you master this, let's just say when you start, because it takes a while to master it. When you start this, what I think you find is that you are more productive, your
Mhm.
days are more productive, and you're also like more at peace. You're not this sense
Yeah,
of stress and you feel like accomplished, right?
for sure. Because I think, I think we could all make a laundry list of things that needed to be done for the week, right? And then it's like, oh my God, I had to get this stuff done. Where do I start now? I don't even know what to do. It's exhausting and it's very, very stressful. So the time blocking has really helped me a lot, like you said, to feel more organized, to feel just less stressed in general. Like I feel like I've been caregiving so much this year and I've I had gotten so behind in so many things that was extremely overwhelming. So I started making like, okay, what all needs to get done, breaking these bigger tasks into smaller
Hmm.
bite-sized pieces. But then, like you said, it's like if you can assign task to a time block, it will change your whole entire life,
Your
your
whole,
whole life.
your,
And I agree with you. It takes some time to figure it out because you've got to also get realistic about how long it takes you to do certain things.
mhm,
And then also, what are the times of the day that you're most productive mentally, where you have the most mental energy to do some of the hard things.
mhm,
So it's a lot. It takes a little while of like learning self and learning your
mhm.
distractors, like the things that are gonna throw you off. So
Yeah,
it's like
I love that.
keeping those little boxes are so, so important.
I agree. I agree. So we're gonna give you 5 tips today, I think, 4 or 5. On how, for those of you who've not yet done this, we're going to show you how to get started. Five tips on how to get started. I'll tell you, like, I really want Dr. Ashley to tell you why she has to time
Well,
block.
I have one. Oh, well,
I'll
I
go,
have to? Okay.
I'll go first because I feel like my life is a lot less, intense in some ways. In some ways, we all got. Let's level set though. Like we all have 24 hours in a day. Okay, we
Mhm.
all have the same amount of time in a
Just
day.
like Beyonce.
There you go, just like me. What we do in those time slots differ, and what is
Hmm.
pulling us away from our work and the things that make the business move, it can differ, right? But we're all busy. I don't think
Hmm.
anybody on this call is not busy. That's just the nature of the beast. So for me, because I know thyself, I design, and I believe my creator also knows me. And he's like, yeah, no, just take away the urge. I live a life that's very simple. I am married. My husband and I have no children, and we have no pets. It is a very simple, low stress life by design. Okay, by design.
On
Um,
purpose.
and would you say?
I said on purpose.
On purpose. On purpose. I cannot handle a lot. I have so much respect for my friends who have kids because I'm like you. It's like so hard for me to keep myself like alive and functioning all these years, and to imagine having kids. Whew. So it's just the two of us. So my husband works full time, and I do work doTERRA full time. I do some business mentoring on the side, and I am recently a Zumba instructor. You can come to my class on Thursdays if you
Hey.
like. Right after this, I'm going to the gym. So, I have a few things. So I work at least 40 hours a week. That's anywhere between 30 and 40 hours a week. Okay. However, I have a very active spiritual life. I'm one of Jehovah's Witnesses. We have a very active volunteer ministry, and my goal is to be even more active, which takes time. And it's not time like when I am in my public ministry, I don't want to be thinking about work because it impacts how I show up, right? I want to be really, really focused in. So I try to have ministry days so that I'm not like, oh, let me take this call, let me do this, right? We have a huge family, a huge network of people all pulling, occasionally there's this happening with an active, family life. There's just so many things that we have going. Plus it's managing the household. Plus it's taking care of your physical, emotional, spiritual, financial needs. It's all the things. And so for me, as a person who does not have a set job, like a scheduled job, nobody tells me what to do when. I dictate my schedule. So you would think, well, why would you need time blocking? It's because I get to
Even more
I
so why
need
you need it.
I need time blocking because I am the person who sets my schedule. Okay? And when you think you have all the time in the world, I promise you, nothing will get done. Someone said to me today, oh, like, we'll just play it by ear. I was like, ma'am, I do not play my days by ear. If I did, I'd be in the bed. That's what my
So
ears,
say play it by ear is code for not happening.
it's not gonna happen. And I know myself. And I like what you said too, Dr. Ashley. Like you have to be like a student of self. Watch
Mhm.
your behaviors. And we'll talk about that a little bit when we get in our tips. But now Dr. Ashley has a completely different life. Let's hear it.
So I
Love
am
it.
I'm not, but no one's ever seen us in the same room. I am a single mom of two boys. Um, I do my nurse practitioner work during the day, and I do a lot of telehealth in the evenings. My kids are 5 and 6 now, and they are track athletes, like hardcore AAU, junior Olympic bound track athletes. So we have lots of training. They're in martial arts, they play the piano. And then, of course, yours truly, doTERRA. And then I also run the Miss Black Kentucky scholarship organization, which is coupled with a nonprofit. And I'm an author and working on my second book right now. So
Superwoman.
there be things to do.
And she does it all with such grace, and she's just cool, calm, and collected. Yeah, I think so. So
Mostly it's because of, you remember when we talked about supplements and you were like, you take all that in the morning? Yes, it's
that's why.
Copaiba, it's
Makes
a
sense.
Serenity, it's adaptive, and 2 drops of Frankie, and here we are.
I love it. So you probably, if you guys are watching or listening or catching the replay, you know, maybe you are more on my end of the spectrum, or maybe you're more on Ashley's, or maybe you're somewhere in the middle.
So in the middle.
Hopefully you'll find what we're going to share with you guys to be helpful, because this is I think something that is going to be helpful for anybody, whether you work full time and you are doing a side hustle, or maybe you're just trying to be balanced and work full time. I was a hot mess express when I had a full-time job. I was working like 50, 60 hours a week. Nothing else was getting done. I was just like always, tapped out. So
I found a new app this week that is helping my life.
Tell us.
For cleaning. It's called Sweepy.
Ooh.
Because I'm like, I don't want to be like, I'm just gonna pay for someone to do this. Although I'm really tempted, but I'm also in this like debt snowball trying to stack money, get a new car, all the things. But I Googled like, what apps are there that can help me keep my house clean in less than 15 minutes a day? All of these showed up. Sweepy has been my bestie because it gives me like 3 to 5 small things to do every day.
Huh.
And it'll give me an alert at 7 p.m. and say, you haven't done your list yet. But it'll be like, clean up, like tidy the dining room table, clean off the kitchen or the stove top. Mm-hmm. It'll say, I don't know, like today was also like globally tidy up your bedroom. So I realized that I've been doing these 3 little things. My house is like already starting to look like normal.
Interesting.
Humans live there.
So let me just say, I don't know, like others of you, if you're here, you're probably type A. Like, let's just be real. That's probably what brought you here. You understand the need for this. But like what I've learned, for me to be successful in anything that I struggle in, I need to have the right tools and the right systems. And once I find the right tools and the right systems, I stick to them, like, well, it works for me, I'll stick to it. So I'm going to look that one up. Sweepy. Everybody got that? Sweet.
And it's a free app. But if you want the notifications and for them to make a list for you, it's either $3.99 a month or like $20 for the whole year.
Okay.
So
affordable and worth it.
Yeah.
Okay. Love it. And I have to tell you about my financial planning tool that I just got. It's amazing. Very cost effective. Another conversation for another day. We'll add that next month's topic.
We'll run that in.
I'm considering the debt avalanche though, as opposed to the snowball. I'm trying to figure it out.
I like avalanche. Sounds fast. Okay.
They want to know. Tell us the app one more time. Are you saying Sweep?
Oh, Sweepy. SWEEPY.
Okay. SWEEPY. All right. 5 tips. You ready for them? We're gonna go through them quick. So we're not all night, because we can talk to y'all all night. Number 1, you want to start small and be realistic. All right. So you will likely get to a point in your life in your, as a business owner, where you can time block your whole day, your whole week, your whole month. You likely
Mhm.
could get to a point in time when that happens, but don't overwhelm yourself by trying to start there. Just
Mhm.
time block one thing at a time and watch and observe how you do. And then gradually add more blocks to your schedule as you can. And I'm a big fan of actually time blocking on I live by my calendar on my phone. If it's
Mhm.
not on my calendar on my phone, it ain't happening. Let me tell you something.
Yeah.
It ain't happening. So I like to actually time block on my calendar so I'm not ever confused about where I should be or what it is that I should be doing, right?
Mhm.
So maybe just start small and give yourself like one or two blocks to start with, and then gradually add more as you get used to working like this.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Okay. Number two, you guys should know this. Prioritize your tasks. So you've heard of the put the rocks in first, the big rocks in first.
Oh yeah.
In the sand will be able to like shift down and find its way. So I would say, especially if you're new at this, start with the stuff that you know. Like start with the stuff that's already time blocked, right?
Mhm.
So if you work 12 to 4, let's just say that's time blocking. You've
Mhm.
blocked time on your calendar, 12 to 4 to be in an office, and you might even block travel time on either end. And so
Yeah.
during those times, you can't do anything else. Maybe you take a phone call, you can multitask it, but you can't be nowhere else without modifying the schedule, right? So prioritize it. You got to work. You have to clean. You want to do 15 minutes a day. Okay, when?
When. Mhm.
When are you going to take the 15 minutes? Like, plug it in there. If it's not in your calendar, the likelihood of it not happening is high, right?
Yep.
So prioritize those tasks so you know exactly like what is the priority and what needs to be done. And then tip number 3 is to include some buffer time. This is what
Mhm. Absolutely.
I'll be backing you back. So making sure you have a little bit of buffer time in there because um, so that you are not so frustrated. It helps with burnout. You're not flustered. You're not
Mhm.
sleeping in the house and running upstairs and hopping on a Zoom. This is what I'm working on. Don't worry. I'm going to get
What we
better.
be doing, but and also too, because then if something runs long, it doesn't ruin the rest of your day. You know what I'm saying? It gives you some space to be human.
Yeah. Yeah, I love it.
Mhm.
In corporate America, which is where I came from, we used to literally have back to backs. We'd have a meeting at 9 a.m., 10 a.m., and it'd be an hour meetings from 9, 10, 11, 12. Like that's like how
Mhm.
are you? So that's how I'm wired now. They wired me that way. So it's like, no, you can give yourself a little, even if it's just 15 minutes, make sure you put in something so that you're not feeling like overwhelmed as you go on to the next task. All right, so we're gonna buffer our time. Number 4, are you ready for it? Be flexible and adjust. Life is
Mhm.
gonna happen, the babies are gonna show up.
Mhm.
Hi, cutie.
Say hi, cutie.
I can only see him on who is this? Ace?
This is Ace.
Hey Ace. You can only see him on Instagram. He's so cute. I'm a fan.
Thank
Fan.
you.
So we're gonna be
Mhm.
flexible and we're gonna adjust the time blocks as you need. And I think that's where it's helpful to not put too much on the calendar so that you have
Mhm.
some flex time. You have some flexibility where you can move things around and adjust. And if something urgent comes up, you're able to modify your schedule and stay on track. And number
Mhm.
5, I personally think this is going to be the most important one, unless Dr. Ashley has some other suggestions, but is to review and reflect, right?
Mm.
So I was telling somebody today on a mentoring call, like, she was saying, oh, I reach out to people and I invite them to my events. And
Mhm.
not only do they not show up to the events, they also don't reply to the message. They don't even respond to the message,
Ghost,
right?
ghost town.
Right. So so I said, like, it's okay. It's okay. But what we have to think is failure is feedback. Failure is feedback, right? So when that happens, we
Because
need
truly, it's not failure. It's a lesson.
it's
The
exactly
the failure is if you quit.
Exactly, exactly. But if you see it like, oh no, it's a failure, it's not. It's feedback. If it didn't work the way that you wanted it to work, then you pull it back, reevaluate. So like I'm okay with failing because if I don't meet my goal, something I'm doing is wrong and I need to make a modification, I need to adjust. And it's the same thing with this. If you get started and you're like not it's you're all over the place, it's not working, it's okay. Just tweak. Just tweak. Take some deep breaths. Try to
Mhm.
get really clear on what is throwing you off, what
Yeah.
part of the schedule, like where are you getting stuck, and then accommodate and adjust because it could be that you're not giving yourself enough time. You're not
Mhm.
blocking enough time. Like if you're feeling flustered or stuff's not getting done, maybe you blocked an hour, but maybe it's really a task that requires a 2 hour block, like overshooting
Mhm.
and early, then yay, you can have some extra time.
Mhm.
So just don't be afraid to like try it and then tweak it.
Yeah. I think one of the other things that really helped me, because I used to put like time blocks for like general time blocks, like, okay, for from this time to this time, I'm going to work on my doTERRA business. But I actually realized when I got to that time block, I was like, squirrel. I'm like, oh, I need to send these emails to new customers. I need to do this, I need to do this, I need to do this. But none of them were the things that were urgent that need to actually get done because I forgot in the moment. So I also would really suggest assigning those individual tasks to the blocks that you have set for yourself. So that way you're actually productive in the things that you want to get done. Like I really at this point have like wake up at 5, do my morning routine. I have an AM work list. So that's like from the end of morning routine, which is like 5:45 until the kids' alarm goes off at 7, things that I can knock off my list for the day. And then it's like, okay, what can I get done if I end up having downtime in clinic today? I'll work on these things. And then a couple things for the evening where I'm not feeling like you said, like I just was not productive today. I didn't get anything done.
Yeah. Yeah, I love that. I think one of
Mhm.
the things that you also mentioned, I think it needs to be accommodated to or addressed here too, is that if you find like you're running out of time, a lot of
Mhm.
times, like in the day, a lot of times it's because you are not getting up early enough. Okay.
Mhm.
You're an entrepreneur, you're trying to juggle multiple balls. Usually that requires earlier hours. So going to bed early and waking up early. I don't know about you guys, but my brain is like, good morning.
Let's
Let's
go.
do it.
Mhm.
So that's when I have the most ideas. I'm like in my zone. I can crank it out. Before 10 a.m., I am like on fire.
Mhm.
So that's when I plan the tasks that I want that are going to be a little bit more difficult for me. And another thing that I do, I don't know, if you're like this, Ashley, your schedule's tighter, but like um, if there's something like I don't like social media, but it is
Mhm.
very effective for my business. And I know that. I know this. But I'm like something in me is resisting showing up on social media. And so right now I'm working on 30 days of content that I'm gonna launch. But I'm like, I'm not even gonna start until I have all 30 days like planned out, mapped out.
Oh my
Because
gosh.
that's it's not it won't happen. I won't stick to my schedule if I don't do it. So what I've
Mhm.
been doing is saying, okay, we're gonna just do 10 days at one time and use my boy ChatGPT is my best friend. If you're not using ChatGPT, you need to use it.
What
Some
are you
version
doing
of
with your
AI
life?
will figure your life out. Okay.
Mhm.
Um, helping me with my prompts and like just getting in the zone. But what I realized is, you know what? I will get this done faster if I get out of my house. If I take my
Mm.
computer, go treat myself to a decaf coffee, sit outside in the sun, and this hour right here, all I'm gonna do is work on my content for this hour. Get out of the house. Okay, and when I'm done, come back in. I'm gonna try that, guys. Next week is when that's gonna happen. So I'll report back, let you know how it is, but know
Let
where
us know.
where you work best, how you
Mhm.
work best, when you work best, and make sure you're time blocking accordingly.
Agreed.
What is
I get a lot of my best work done in track practice.
there you go.
Mhm.
Is it because you're outside? This is a microphone D.
Because I'm outside and the kids are fully occupied.
Yeah. Yeah.
And that first thing in the morning, especially on a Saturday, if I get up at 5 or 6 on a Saturday,
Can knock it out.
so much.
Yeah, I don't know. Like sometimes I think to myself, like, am I like a workaholic? But it's kind of, I do enjoy work, but I think it's less of enjoying work. I like the satisfaction of knowing like I've used my time wisely and I'm not just blowing it. And that's one of the things we should be a number one that I do every single morning when I wake up. In my morning prayers, I pray that I can use my time, my energy, and my resources wisely. I do not want to be scrolling all day or sitting in front of the television all day or just like doing, I don't know, chatting it up with my friends. Like I can't, I don't want to, I will go to bed and be feeling like a loser. And this is why I time block.
And I will definitely put your phone and do not disturb. Take the Danny Flynn 101. I have been doing that lately all day. I even moved up my night to 9:30 turn on instead of 10:30. And life is grand. I'm behind on some texts, but I feel so much more at peace mentally because I can socialize or deal with text when I can. It's not fully overwhelming my entire day. And when I get to my time blocks, I'm not being disturbed.
Right.
I can actually just like focus and get the work done.
It's true. The person who taught me about time blocking, she was so good at it. It was kind of annoying. She time blocked when she replied to emails, when she replied to text messages, when she replied to anything. And if you hit her up and it wasn't in that time block, you just gonna have to wait until she's in that time block. Like even her.
I'm getting there.
I know, but I see now. I see why, why it's helpful. But yeah, I'm the queen of do not disturb. I'm the queen, and I do have a few friends that push it through anyway. And I'm like, I said, do not
You
disturb.
saw me. Do not disturb.
Girl, just me
Rude.
push it through anyway. But one last thing I wanted to share with you guys. I don't know if you have an iPhone. I don't know if you've seen this, but when you're time blocking and you're in like a workflow, putting your phone in do not disturb is very, very, very smart. But there's also a way that you can filter. This is common knowledge. You can filter your messages to see unread messages.
Yes. Magic.
So it's magical. And so sometimes what I'll do, because I see messages a lot and I'm the queen of like responding in my head. But what I do, like if I don't have the time to really respond like I want to, I'll just swipe it and mark it unread and know it will make its way back when I am not caught up on my text messages. So if you text message me in the past 2 weeks, sorry. 3 weeks.
Same.
Okay. Was that helpful? Give us some feedback. Did you learn something new? Are you committed to trying it? Like, let us know. We want to know if these tips are helpful for you. And we want to know like how you're implementing them like as the months and the weeks go by. All right. So we'll actually leave the call open on Zoom for a few minutes if we have people with questions. Instagram, thank you for joining us. I know we are at a different time than normal. So we're going to send a little love your way. And stay tuned. We're figuring out we're time blocking this a little bit differently in the future. So stand by. Thank you, Instagram. All right. So Instagram. And then if you're watching the recording, we appreciate you. Thank you so much for watching. Reach out to us with questions.